Hello, hello. My blog today and my video message right here is about, uh, I'm going to say it's a time in the creative process that's called the goo. And this comes from the caterpillar to the butterfly. The metaphor of the caterpillar to the butterfly, actually, it's a metaphor that has a lot of a lot of truth to it. I'm going to talk about the comparison. It feels so, it's helpful to me when I can get my hands around an experience I'm having that's not necessarily fun, but I know that it's necessary. So this, I'm putting this out here at the beginning of fall. It's not really fall yet, but I think of it as the beginning of fall in September. Usually this is a time when we go back to school. We're looking at our year's goals, and maybe there's something you want to accomplish that you're halfway through, or maybe you're just getting started on it. So any kind of a goal or a dream, something that we want to accomplish, is going to require going through the stage of the goo. Really, you know the butterfly you want to be. You're like, oh my gosh, I want to be that big, bright, shining, flying butterfly, achieving that goal. And you start off like that caterpillar. You're ready to go. It seems like it's going to be great. But then you hit a point where things are messy. And I tell the story in my blog. I tell the story of one particular client, because this happened not long ago. It's fresh in my mind. But as I'm writing it, it's like hundreds of people that I've worked with. There's been a very similar story. And I, of course, have gone through this much myself, being a person who has a lot of goals that I go after. And I hit this place around the goo, and it usually goes something like this. So you start out, there's something you want, and you're willing to do the work for it. That's part of it. It's like, okay, I'm going to get some things done. But we all know, as coaches especially, there's the beingness, and part of the beingness is the growth. In order to actually accomplish something new on the outside, you have to grow on the inside. Some changes have to occur. Often it's a way of thinking that needs to change. In the blog, I write about a belief that needed to be changed, belief in yourself, kind of a way that you think about who you are and what's possible needs to grow in order for something new to happen in the outside world. Now, at the same time, you're usually working on some new things in the outside world, right? If it's around your business, it might be something around marketing or a new partnership or learning something new. So the outside piece is going and the inside growth needs to happen. And that's where that gooiness comes about. So goo happens when you go blank. You're like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do next. It seems like nothing's happening. I've been doing all this work and I'm not getting anything back. Any of you have any of that kind of experience? And it's why I write about this. And this is a two-part series, because today's message is about the goo, caterpillar to butterfly, and my next blog is going to be about what happens when you become the butterfly. What's that like? What are the things you need to know once your goal starts becoming real? But for this message, it's about, and oh, my camera just went a little fuzzy. There you go. There's a perfect representation of the goo. Things get a little fuzzy. Here's the important piece. The more conscious you are, the more you will go with it. Understand, okay, this is where I am. It's natural. Things don't seem like they're happening. I'm not getting the results that I want. So all I need to do is just hang out here, take some small steps, relax about it, maybe take some time for introspection, get some guidance. It's not the time to get pushy. It's not the time to bail. It's the time to just be with where you are and trust. I know that's a really, really tall order, but it's a part of the process. Because here's what happens when I do that. When I allow myself to trust in the moments of goo, and it's really, really uncomfortable. And I'll admit, sometimes I need to scream along with the trusting, like, why is this not happening? Why am I not getting what I want? So screaming's okay. So trusting and screaming, but just staying there and not, letting go and allowing the resistance to kind of dissipate and trusting that there will be something on the other side. It's not the time to give up. It might be the time to reach out for help, get some support, go have some fun, right? The goo happens to everyone. I'd love to know if you have questions, if you're in a particularly gooey spot right now. I'm happy to be here to help you through. I'm making lots of rhymes today. Help you through the goo. Because on the other side, it's always worthwhile. It's always worthwhile because there's this, what you're wanting to create comes to fruition. And then there it is. Something in your business, something in your life. I think about my book that is currently being published. And oh my gosh, when it's done, it's so worthwhile. So keep going. If you need help, let me know. Put some questions in the chat here. I'll be happy to kind of help you through the goo. All right. Bye-bye.